Welcome back to the cryptoworld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now Ethereum is sitting at $4,000 on the edge of a major breakout towards the upside. So I'll be talking about that in just a moment, alongside Chainlink, which has also just recently broken out from this short-term pattern, but is now starting to retrace that breakout, while XRP is also right now breaking out from this new price pattern, revealing a new price target that we need to pay attention to. So I'll be talking about all of that and more later in the video, so definitely watch to the end. First of all, taking a look at the weekly Ethereum chart, and right now the price of ETH is obviously still looking bullish on the larger timeframes. We're clearly in a bull run right now, and we're coming into contact with these previous highs that we saw back in around late May and also around mid-March. Those were the last couple of times where the price was close to $4,000, where the price is currently sitting at, and obviously we're getting extremely close to seeing a breakout above these previous highs, because once we break out above around 4.1k, we'll be creating a new higher high on the price of ETH right here on the weekly time frame for the first time in a long time. The last time we saw a significant higher high on this chart right here was back in March this year. And so there's a good chance that once we eventually see a confirmed breakout above around 4.1k, the price of ETH will likely head up towards close to $5,000 coming next. But before 5k, we'll likely find some resistance at around 4.7k to 4.9k approximately. So the very high 4k price range, due to the fact that that's basically where the all-time high is sitting at for the price of ETH that we saw back near the end of 2021. Obviously, that previous bull market top was just underneath 5,000, so we'll likely find some resistance around there as well before actually hitting that 5k level, which would be a new all-time high. But before then, once again, we first need to break out above 4.1k. And if we're taking a look at this 3-day time frame, once again, we're coming into contact with this level of resistance based on this previous high right here, once again at around 4,000 to 4.1k approximately. And if we're taking a look at this daily time frame, we have this area of resistance in between around 3.9k to 4.1k. So like I've been saying recently here on the channel, don't be surprised if the price struggles a little bit in this price range on the chart right here. But obviously, once again, once we eventually see a confirmed breakout above 4.1k, that is when we can flip extremely bullish, expecting nearly $5,000 coming very soon. Once again, around 4.8k to 4.9k likely coming next once we first see a confirmed breakout above 4.1k. And so, as I've been saying for a long time now on the channel, the price of ETH is simply just bullish right now. We're looking very bullish, especially in terms of the larger trend at play. But of course, from time to time, we can see little pullbacks and things like that on small time frames. So keep that in mind. Of course, around these levels of resistance, for example, it's very normal to see the price struggle a little bit. So keep that in mind. It's not 100% only bullish price action. But with that being said, the larger trend, once again, is very bullish right now. And if we're taking a look at Chainlink on the weekly time frame, the price of Chainlink is still trading well above this previous golden pocket area of resistance, sitting in between around $21 to $23 approximately, and the current price, at least as I've recorded in this video, is sitting at approximately $25 per Chainlink. And the next weekly candle close is in less than 1.5 days from now, just over 1 day from now. So if that weekly candle close confirms above, ideally around $23 on this chart right here, that will confirm the breakout above this golden pocket area of resistance, which would obviously be a bullish signal for Chainlink. And of course, if we confirm that breakout above the golden pocket, this previous resistance will likely become new support. If for whatever reason we see a bit of a pullback, once again, expect support in between around $21 to $23. And as for resistance to watch out for on this chart, we do have some resistance at around $27 to $27.50 based on this previous high. And then above that, we have more resistance at around $32 to $34, give or take, based on this Fibonacci level and these previous highs. And once again, as I've also been saying recently here on the channel, the price of Chainlink is on the edge of potentially a major breakout on the weekly time frame from this massive bullish cup and handle pattern, with a huge bullish price target, by the way, sitting at just above $90, which is close to a 300% gain in the price of Chainlink from where we are right now. But with that being said, that bullish price target in this pattern right here only comes into play if we actually confirm this breakout, ideally with a weekly candle close above around $23 to $24 to actually confirm this breakout for the cup and handle pattern. And so once again, we're simply just waiting to see that weekly candle close and where it actually confirms in a little over 1 day from now in order to potentially confirm this major breakout. And if we're taking a look at the short term, looking at the 2-hour Chainlink chart, obviously over the last 1 day, we actually saw a breakout to the upside from this descending triangle pattern, which statistically speaking is the less likely scenario. But as I explained in my last video, even though it's the less likely scenario, of course, it's not impossible. From time to time, this can happen from a descending triangle pattern. It just doesn't happen as often as the bearish scenario, statistically speaking. But this is why I always say we have to wait for confirmation. We have to wait for a confirmed break of one of these levels before thinking about entering into a new trade. So obviously we never actually confirmed a candle close below this line of support right here. So we never got that bearish signal confirming for this pattern right here. And so now that the price obviously has broken out to the upside above this descending line of resistance, which was sitting at around $24.40 approximately, now that that has happened, that sets up a short-term technical price target based on this pattern right here at approximately $27.40 to $27.50, give or take. But keep in mind, usually these bullish price targets from a bearish pattern don't often actually get hit. Oftentimes they fall short, so this might have already played out by the time we're recording this video. But even if it hasn't already played out, of course, even if we still have a little bit more room towards the upside, towards this bullish price target, keep in mind the price has already moved most of the way between the breakout point and the price target. So most of that short-term breakout has already played out for at least this pattern right here. But once again, taking another look at that weekly time frame, we're potentially only at the very beginning of potentially a massive breakout that could play out over months for the price of Chainlink up to much, much higher price levels. But right now, we're still waiting for more confirmation on these larger time frames, because obviously when we're zooming out, looking at the larger time frames, it takes much longer to actually confirm these signals right here and ultimately play out these patterns on the larger time frames. And so when it comes to my trading strategy right now for Chainlink, personally, I'm simply just waiting for some more confirmation here. Ideally, that candle close actually confirming above this line of resistance. And even better, if we see some sort of retest actually flipping that previous resistance into new support, I would potentially use those signals right there as signals to open a long position, start accumulating another swing trade to trade this larger move towards the upside. Because obviously when I'm talking about this trading opportunity in particular on the larger time frames, I'm not interested in trading a $1 move from $24 to $25. I'm interested in trading potentially a move from, let's just say, $25 up to into all-time highs, basically up to around $80 to $90 as a price target if we actually confirm this pattern. And so, of course, as this trading strategy continues to evolve, I will be sharing it very transparently here on the channel. And if you want to get set up ready to go to take these trading opportunities, personally, I'll most likely take this trade right here over on Bitfinex. So I'll make sure to leave a link to Bitfinex below this video in the description and in the pinned comment. And if you use that link below this video to make your Bitfinex account, you can get a 5.5k deposit bonus. And only if you use that link, you can get an exclusive 10% discount on all trading fees on the Bitfinex exchange forever. But that is only available if you use the link below this video to make your Bitfinex account. And also, by the way, Bitfinex is a no KYC exchange, which means you can access it from any country in the world without needing KYC, unlike some other exchanges. But for whatever reason, if you don't want Bitfinex, there is also Bybit, which is another exchange that I personally trade on from time to time. And I'll leave a link to Bybit below this video. And if you use that link to Bybit, you can get a 500 USDT position airdrop. So basically a free $500 trade as your first trade over on Bybit, but that's only available if you use the link below this video to make your Bybit account and deposit on that account. But with that being said, taking a quick look at the price of Solana, and as of right now, Solana on the larger time frames is still technically within a larger bullish trend. If we're looking at the higher lows and higher highs, for example, that is technically bullish price structure on the larger time frames, despite seeing these short-term pullbacks along the way during the larger bull market, which once again we can see from time to time. And so that next major price target is still sitting at around $313 per Solana. But as I've been saying, before 313, we still have a lot of short-term resistance. First of all, at around 260, we have a lot of resistance at $260. And before then, we're also likely going to find a lot of resistance at around 246 approximately, as we have found recently over and over again over the last few days. And as for short-term support, we do have some support at around 232, which we've just recently bounced from, as you can see right here. And below 232, we have more support at around 221 to 222. And below that level, we have a decent amount of support at around $205 to $210. And right now, we're possibly forming an inverse head and shoulders pattern. As you can see, we already have a possible left shoulder, a possible head, and right now we're potentially forming a right shoulder. But ideally, this right shoulder needs to be a little bit larger in order to be closer towards a textbook inverse head and shoulders pattern. And so if, for example, we see a bit more of a consolidation like this, maybe a slight little pullback again, and then ultimately break out above this neckline right here, above this resistance, which is sitting at around 246 once again, then in that case, if we first confirm that right shoulder and then break out above the resistance, that will set up a bullish price target for this inverse head and shoulders pattern, which would be sitting at approximately 273, close to $274. So from the breakout point to that price target, we're talking about potentially around an 11% move towards the upside with no leverage, or for example with a 10x leverage long position, that'll be over a 100% profit, basically doubling your money. So that's a possible trading strategy to pay attention to here in the short term, but I want to make it clear that right now we still ideally need to see a bit more of a right shoulder actually form here, and then ultimately confirm a breakout above this resistance before that price target even comes into play. So right now that price target is not active, it is not in play, and even if it does come into play, even if we do break out above 246, we still cannot ignore resistance. So even if we have an active price target at say 274, of course we still have a lot of resistance at 260, where the price could also still struggle at. And so personally, when it comes to trading moves like this with resistance along the way, of course, as of right now, I'm not currently taking this trade right here because we still need some more confirmation here. But let's just say if I take a long position at this breakout, personally, I would actually take some profits before hitting the price target right here. I'll take some profits off the table closer towards this resistance, just underneath this resistance before we hit the price target. So essentially, I'd close part of the trade, reduce part of the trade before resistance in case we were to see a rejection from resistance, and then keep the rest of the trade open in case we just keep pumping towards the price target. That's personally how I trade these moves when we have a point of resistance between the breakout and the price target. And with that being said, if we're taking a look at XRP on the weekly time frame, right now the price of XRP is still trading in between two very key levels on the price chart, obviously in between $2 and $3. So previously, all the way back here in around April 2021, $2, pretty much exactly $2, was massive resistance for the price of XRP. The price came all the way up towards just underneath $2, and then we saw a major rejection from that level. And so as of right now that the price is obviously already broken out above $2, that will likely act as major support. If we were to see a continued pullback in the short term, we'd likely find a lot of support at $2 once again. But right now for resistance, we have that massive $3 level, which is the 1618 Fibonacci extension level on this weekly time frame, sitting at exactly $3, as we can see right here. And also $3 is a psychological level of resistance. So as we can see, the price of XRP came almost exactly up towards $3 within just a matter of cents from $3, and then just before that level we saw a major rejection, at least just in the short term here. And so overall, it's very much possible that the price of XRP will remain within a larger bull run, because at least as of right now, we've actually not broken or invalidated the larger bullish price structure on the larger time frames. But of course, in the short term, we have run into that major point of resistance at around $3, give or take, and just underneath $3. But looking at the short term right here on the 2-hour time frame, we now have a bullish falling wedge pattern that has already broken out towards the upside. As we can see, this breakout is already confirmed confirmed, which means this pattern and the price target for this pattern is already confirmed. So if we're looking at the technical price target, we can look at it at two different ways. So measuring the price target like this, we have a breakout price target for this pattern at around $2.87, and we also have the technical price target, which is basically the same price target here. The other way to look at the price target is just at the top of the wedge, which is also at around 286 to 287. So right around that level, we have both of those price targets basically at these highs. And so from where we are right now, at least as of recording this video, from the current price of XRP to that price target, we're talking about potentially a 16% move towards the upside, which can once again be a pretty decent trading opportunity here. So keep that in mind. This is a trade that is currently active right now, and this price target in this pattern would only invalidate if we come back down and break back below this point of the breakout right here. So if we start breaking back below around $2.30, for example, and especially below these lows, that would invalidate this breakout and this price target. So keep that in mind as a possible point for a stop loss, for example. And as for short-term resistance to watch out for, we do have a bit of short-term resistance right here based on these two candle wick highs right here, sitting at pretty much exactly $2.50. So keep that in mind. We do have some resistance at around $2.50, but if we break out above $2.50, expect to move up towards around $2.68 to $2.69. That is the next short-term point of resistance, and then above that would likely start heading up towards this price target at around $2.87. And once again, if you want to trade these moves in the price of any crypto, check out those links below this video to those exchanges if you want to claim those extra bonuses. And if you want to actually know how to trade crypto, no matter if the price is bullish, bearish, or chopping around sideways, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how you can profit from bullish or bearish price action using long positions or short positions, and the video in the bottom left shows you how you can easily profit from choppy sideways price action. But anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.